I mean, not to be a little insensitive, but it kind of works out though, because doesn't she have trauma, from her time at the Bellinger estate? You two, I mean, it kind of works out anyway because you wouldn't be able to get over that trauma easily in the first place, I feel like. So, like, anyway. After taking those steps in our relationship, I made numerous attempts to reveal the truth about what I was. But every time I tried, sharp pain gripped my chest and my words faded to nothing before they could reach my lips. I knew that if our relationship were to continue, I would have to tell her eventually, but merely imagining her face twisted in disgust nearly crushed me. She was everything to me. And so we prepared for our departure. So as we prepared for our departure, I decided it was time to make some changes. It was time for me to break out of my rut. And what happened next depended largely on whether mother and my brothers were willing to accept me as a man. The course my future took was in their hands, in their hearts. As it turns out, I got stabbed. So that's what I got. That's how they responded, by stabbing me, literally, by a bunch of spears. If they couldn't accept me, then I couldn't return home. I prayed from the bottom of my heart that things would turn out for the best, that my family would accept me for who I was, and that they would accept what I had with Giselle. I decided I would tell Giselle everything after I received their responses, and I hoped dearly that she would join me wherever I ended up. I couldn't provide Giselle the same kind of happiness a normal man could, but if she and my family accepted me, I would do anything I could to build a happy family with her in my own way. And so, I sat down to write. Dear Mother, there's something I wish to tell you, something that means a great deal to me. So I ask of you, please hear me out. I ask of you to please accept it. Mother, I no longer bear any resentment for my present lot in life. Nevertheless, I would ask of you to concede one thing. That I was never cursed. That I was always your son. That I am Michelle, not Michelle. With a E, I guess. I have found myself whom I care for dearly. A woman. And I love her with all my heart. I look to spend the rest of my life with her. I do not wish for much. Simply to have a quiet life with her. To go through our days together, man and woman. That's the one thing I want. Mother, I know you're aware that my body is no longer female. I am a man. My heart is male. I ask of you to please accept that. I have no grudge with you. In fact, I am incredibly grateful to you for bringing me into this world. With love, your dearest son. But rather than a reply, I received a visit from knights ordered to kill me. Michelle, tell me, why do you think this is your fault? What is your curse? Your curse. It isn't just the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there? Can you hear me? Morgana, please say something. Morgana! Your predictions, they were right. I was a fool, and you can laugh at me all you want. So please, say something. Death. Death to the unholy one. Death to the heretic. Death to the witch. Why would you answer me, Morgana? Why can I not feel you there beside me? You said you would help me when I came for it. Well, here I am, begging for your help. Okay, so this is when Michelle was just like staring off in the distance, silently. From Giselle's perspective, I guess. Please, come back to me just this once. I know you're there somewhere. Please, before they break down the door. Michelle, I'm all alright. It's okay, Michelle, I'm not scared. You're here with me after all. I'm fine, it's all fine. So please, hold me until it's all over. Please stay with me. Michelle, my dear, why would you ever believe that fairy tale nonsense? Why would you ever think a wonderful future awaited you? Morgana, here you are now, wretched, pitiful. For that you have my sympathy. I will help you in your time of need. Finally you speak. Michelle, I can feel the despair emanating from you. You hate it. It kills you. This is how you're rewarded for fighting to be yourself. You know exactly who sent those knights, don't you? They rejected you. Rejected what you are. Hey, Michelle, are you alright? Your family. unable to accept your body and heart, branded you a heretic and turned you over to the church. Yes, they did. And did you hear what the knights were saying? They've even accused you of being a witch, taken my sins and placed them on you. Come back to me, Michelle. You hate them, don't you? You want to curse them, don't you? You want to kill them, don't you? I shall grant you that wish. Out of your hatred and despair, I shall make my own wish. And that wish shall become a curse upon your family's wicked souls. You'll grant my wish then, Morgana. Yes, absolutely. Tell me what it is you want, my poor little darling. Michelle, let your contempt flow free. Give me the names of those you want cursed. I want you to protect her. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? If they find her, she could be accused of being a witch and executed as well. So please, use your power to keep her safe. You said you would grant my wish, did you not? That was not the wish I was hoping for. I know, but that's the wish I want you to grant. Morgana. It offered me something in return. Such a disappointing wish will require a sacrifice. Step beyond that door, my dear, and witness ultimate despair. That was my plan anyway. So long as I am considered a heretic and marked for death, my being alive puts Giselle in danger. Indeed it does. And here you are shaking like a scared little child. Of course I'm scared. There isn't a single person who doesn't fear death. Please, keep her safe. You're the only one who can help me, Morgana. You have my word. From this moment I vow to protect her life. Thank you. Giselle. Please, hear me out, Giselle. I never thought anything good would become of my life. I never thought I would find anyone who truly understood me, who would be happy to have my love. And for that I hated the world. I was in constant torment, living in the shadows. But then, a single ray of light shone down on me. Michelle, you, Giselle, you delivered me from darkness. I'm scared, Giselle, I'm terrified. I used to think my life was meaningless, that it didn't matter if I lived or died, but now I can't stop shaking. That's perfectly normal. I'm scared to death too, but what scares me the most is losing you. Michelle, so please, allow me to repay you. I said I would do anything for you, so let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. So give me one final chance. So yeah, as predicted, he used his wish, I guess, to protect Giselle, which the witch, Morgana technically kind of twisted and made her alive for 1,000 years, but don't worry about that, I guess. I guess also the letter, I was wondering about the letter. I guess, I don't know, I guess her mother just decided, like, I can't accept it. Send the knights, kill her, or something like that. And then brothers just accepted that as well. I'm not sure. You would think the brothers would be reasonable, but I guess not. But anyway. Michelle. I assume the brothers have also betrayed Michelle as well from the very beginning. What are you doing? Get back in here, Michelle. Why the door? I can't open it. Michelle, why did you do the door? Come on, get back in here. I guess you really can perform miracles, Morgana. I don't want to lose you either. I know that. But by doing this, I bring you pain, Giselle. But I can't make you happy no matter how hard I try. And I realize that now. Say something, Michelle. You're out there, aren't you? Please, don't do anything rash. They're going to kill you if you're out there. Giselle, the witch told me. What? That she would ensure your safety. Michelle, she isn't real. There's no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of imagination created to alleviate your loneliness. Rest assured, she does not lie. Michelle! I pray that someday she will be able to get past this, to move on with her life. She needs to know that's what I want. I have to find the right words. I'm pathetic. My voice is so shaky. Please, listen. You're a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You're not to blame for how difficult your life has been. Most of the fault lies with me, and a bit of bad fortune. But it's all behind you now. Once this is all over, you can start anew. What are you talking about? So survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life and always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you. No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you. I don't want to let you die. There it is. Death to the heretic. Death to the heretic. Death to the heretic. Get back in here, Michelle. Open the door. My choice to live on without you. I'd rather... Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family. Why? Because you have a good family. You have a mother and a sister who love you. If you were to be executed here with me, you'll be marked a heretic as well, and your family will be condemned. I don't want anyone else to suffer that kind of disgrace. But I can't tell you any of that, because I don't want you looking into why I'm a heretic. So this is where we part ways, Giselle. Thank you, Giselle, for bringing light to my world. Don't say that. The year we shared together, and the month since our relationship blossomed, have been the brightest days of my life. But if there is a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. This time, that we can find each other once more, in another world, in a body that better suits me. Michelle. Michelle. I had thought I was prepared, that I was doing something good, something I could be proud of, that I would give my life for her with head held high. But it wasn't long before I realized what the witch had meant, what she had warned me about, what she had said ultimate despair waited beyond this door. Oop, 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 oop. Zetsubel? It is our holy duty as knights of the church to deliver punishment unto the heathen who made a pact with the devil. You are sentenced to death, your body to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven. Why? What are you doing here? I stared up at the knight, eyes wide. I mean, I can give one guess of who the knight is. For the voice from within the helm, Didier, yes, I knew it, belonged to my elder brother. You shall now be executed. Do you have any final words? I knew well enough the mother was not in her right mind, and while her refusal to accept me had hurt, at the same time, as someone expected it, it made sense to me. In her madness, mother had declared me a heretic and reported me to the church. But Didier. Men wield swords and fight against dangerous enemies, and they do so to protect the weak, women and children. I am here to protect you and your mother. What are you doing here? Why are you pointing your sword at me? Are you smiling behind that cold steel hem, frowning, or staring expressionlessly? Through your transformation was too much for my mother and father to accept. Without time, everything will go back to the way it was before, just like it did for myself and George's. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing. You said that it would all go back to normal eventually. Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side, that you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier? Georges? You absolutely can, Michelle. I swear to God on high. Did your vow have any meaning at all? I spent years here in this dark house, waiting, believing you would come through for me. So why? Why are you standing there, a half-dozen knights on your back, saying I am to be executed? Why? Didier. Do not cry. Do not dare cry, Michelle. You're staring here in front of this door as a man protecting the woman he loves, so you mustn't cry. Who is it you're sentencing to death? Michelle Bollinger, or a demon child naturally, or a witch perhaps? But why? If I'm not an angel sent from heaven or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I? What are you? You're a Bollinger. You're a family. That's all there is to it. I thought we were brothers. Our familial bonds have long since been severed, cursed witch. Now I see Giselle. This world never had a place for me. I was never welcome here. Kill him! So many blades pierced my flesh. Didier's sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, and arrows in both my legs. I could hardly even tell what hurt anymore. But the pain from within was much clearer. My heart cracked audibly before shattering completely. Don't cry. Do not cry. Tears will only make me more pitiful. So don't cry, Michelle. Don't cry. And he cried. Well, I believed in you, Didier. Didier. As I say his name, by the way, I keep saying Didier. That sounds like a funny name. Didier. Diddly. I might have been saying his name wrong this entire time, but well, you know, he doesn't deserve me saying his name correctly at this point. When I was younger, I idolized you. Those broad shoulders, muscular arms, gentle eyes, everything you said, your simple but pure desire to become a knight. I thought, if I could be like you, that I could be proud of who I was. Though that may have faded somewhat after being locked away for so long, my adoration for you never went away. I thought you of everyone would accept me for who I am, and I thought you would celebrate my relationship with Giselle, that you would put those big hands on my shoulders, a smile on my face, or a smile on your face, and say, I'm happy for you, that you would welcome her into my family, that we could go on outings together on the cloudy days, and maybe she could make something for us. She's a pretty good cook after all. Georges will rifle through the basket before lunch, and Didier will scold him. I would be there watching, a proud smile on my face. As unlikely, as out of reach as I knew it was, I still dreamed of a life like that. I had the faintest hope that when we saw each other again, that dream might come true. Didier, I put my faith in you. Well, I guess they never existed. They were never real. Simply illusions. And so my life came to an end. But that wasn't the end of the story. I don't know what comes next could be called my story, but memories of these events linger in my soul. After being pierced by Didier's blade, I found myself looking down upon my own corpse. How could I ever imagine that I would be made to witness my own misery even in death? I watched as my eldest brother dragged me to the place of my crucifixion. Or I keep saying crucifixion. And my soul, evidently still bound to my flesh, was dragged along with it, against my will, down to the nearby village. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, Didier, I guess he's just evil, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe he did this for some kind of reason. I still don't know. Maybe we'll learn it, but I mean, it just seems like he's just forsaken his ideals for the church. You know, he's been like molded by religion, and then he just does everything the church does, and with no question, I guess. The knights have returned for their holy quest. Oh, how we awaited your arrival! How glorious it is to see you! Waiting for us there was a cluster of villagers. A large cross lay on the ground in the center of the square. Holding torches, they formed a crowd around the knights, several of them familiar faces. The men who had come to ransack the mansion were standing there, staring at my body in awe. Ah, the Lord's judgment has been delivered onto the witch of the cursed mansion by his holy servants. Okay, Amity is the village, right? The village from where they got taxed and everything, and then they all turned evil and put Giselle in a bunch of poop water. And they got scared away, but now they came back with revenge, I guess. No longer shall we live in fear of the curse befalling us. Eternal peace is assured. We have assembled all the tools we need to execute your divine mission, a cross befitting of such a heinous sinner, that which threatened to curse us. Sully our periods with its blasphemy. I had done no such thing. I didn't curse anyone. I'd merely been defending myself. They'd been armed and outnumbered me, so I had said what was necessary to chase them off. Our poor harvest and our suffering at the hands of the greedy Lord were all the work of the witch. Why then were they acting like it was my fault? Why was I the sinner why was I a sinner, and why did I need to be judged? My soul trembled at the overwhelming fervor consuming the crowd, their zealous desire to see judgment cast. So I prayed. I asked God to grant me the smallest of miracles, to let my voice reach my brother who carried my body. Please, don't do this, Didier. Please hear my voice. You know me better than that. You know I've done nothing wrong. Those men smirking at the sight of my body, they're the ones putting the blame for their sins on me. Please tell me you, at least, don't think I did those things. Don't put me on that cross. It was my mother who sold me out to the church. And surely you can give me a respectable burial. The nails and rope for the crucifixion are here. We would have you all night deliver the Lord's judgment on this vile witch. Didier, why do you say nothing? Why do you accept the tools this man presents you? Tools meant to punish me. Tell me, Didier. Crucifixion! Crucifixion! Crucify it! Yeah, crucify the witch! Yes! Awesome! I assume is what they say. My brother lowered my corpse to the ground and began removing my clothing. And that very moment I realized the purpose of hanging someone from a cross. Overwhelmed by hopelessness, tears streamed down my face. Please, anything but that, I'm begging you. Don't expose me to these people. Don't expose my body, Didier. I'm begging you. Don't do it. But of course my voice had no way of reaching him. He proceeded to remove my clothing piece by piece, until I was left fully nude. For a brief moment an unpleasant silence spread through the crowd. The erratic crackling of their torches was the only sound that could be heard in the square. And then with a mocking laugh, one man spoke. Oh, there it is, the devilish creature. Don't look at me, please. Look away. Or just get it over with and burn me now. Burn my body, please. One simple thing was all I was missing. I had a frame like a man. I lacked breasts of a woman. My heart was male. I was in love with a woman. You sold your soul to the devil and this is what you became. This frightful, reprehensible creature. To dare defile the sacred body God bless you with. Was that what people really thought of me? Was there no way to make them understand? Could they possibly imagine how miserable it was to live in a body that didn't fit the shape of your soul? Was there no way to get through to them, even the slightest bit, that all I wanted was to be what I felt like I was? Was that really so heinous a crime? Yes, in the eyes of God. Please, did you stop this? Don't humiliate me any further. Please, just let me depart this world in peace. Carry my body away from this place. That's all I ask. And if you can't do that, at least burn me instead. Didier. Didier. He then placed my body upon the cross, bound my arms together with a wrist rope, and drove a nail through my palms. I couldn't look away. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't, because I'm a ghost. Apparently if you're a ghost, you don't have eyelids. My vision remained perfectly clear despite the constant stream of tears. When he was finished attaching my body to the cross, he and other several knights lifted it off the ground, planting it in the center of the village square. The villagers showered the knights with their praise and gratitude. Not for lack of trying, I was unable to get away from the cross. My soul was trapped there along with my body. Didier didn't say a word the entire time. After a full day hanging there, grotesque blackish splotches began appearing in my lower body. Everyone who saw it grimaced in disgust. The knights, Didier included, had long since taken their leave, leaving my soul behind, curled up at the base of the cross. Okay, well, I guess we'll just never know why Didier did what he did. I don't know. Just never know. I don't know. I guess he just betrayed him. Oh well. He just never believed in him. A constant stream of tears ran down my face. Despite all my prayers, I remained bound to that place, left around the cross with my body. Passersby threw rocks and spat at me. Children laughed. Children laughed. A mother warned her daughter to always obey God's teachings. By 48 hours, black feathered birds and maggots appeared to devour my rotting flesh. I mean, that's what happens if you don't... I mean, if you bury the corpse, the same thing happens anyway, but, Now it's more public. I couldn't imagine any less pleasant a sight than my own body decaying in the sunlight, exposed for all to see. A group of children assembled in the square not far from the cross, and soon after, a competition began to see who could take down the evil witch. They gathered all the rocks they could find and started throwing them at my corpse as hard as they could. The stones ripped through my decomposing flesh, exposing bits of bone. Eventually, they settled on the winner, the one who had turned off the most flesh, and went on their way. And when they were gone, the birds flocked in to take their place. The third day and night came and went. At sunrise on the fourth day, I received a visitor. "Watch your step, madam. The crucifix is this way." After everything I'd been through, I thought nothing more could possibly affect me. I sunk as far down to the abyss as I could go, however. Mother. I knew it was her instantly. She was older and bonier than I remembered. She had bags under her eyes so dark they looked like bruises. Her once lustrous blonde hair had faded almost white. But I would always recognize my own mother. "What are you doing here, Mother?" Father, in the 13 years since I last heard my mother's voice, I had grown raspy and weak. There were still distinct traces in it of the woman who had raised me, who had stayed at my bedside when I was sick. Though I lacked a physical body, I still felt a deep, piercing chill at the sound of her voice. Father, this is not my daughter. I did not birth this accursed thing. No, I'm her victim. For years I suffered the hands of this witch. She stole my daughter away from me, tormenting me, endlessly tormenting me, trying to ruin me. A demon. You're a demon. Mother, I despise you, foul, hellish monster. I loved you. You took everything from me. I can never bring myself to hate my birth mother. I feel nothing but revulsion for you. I loved you. An eternity of the fires of hell would be too good for you. I often disagreed with the things you said and did, but I still remember the feeling of your hand in mine as I lay sick in bed. I have absolutely no relation to this demon. I kept writing you letters, kept pretending to be a girl for you, because I didn't want to hurt you. This is not my daughter. I couldn't stand doing it. Whenever I sat down to write one, I came out a horrible wreck, even worse off than before. But even so, send this monster straight to hell. I didn't want to break you, Mother. I didn't want to push you any further off the edge. Quickly, set me free of this cursed thing. But I suppose I still did end up breaking you. Please be at ease, madam. The Lord has heard your prayers. He wants you to cast the demon into the cleansing fires. He wants you to show him that, as you say, you have no relation to this unholy thrall. Gladly. I'll gladly send this vile creature to the deepest pits of hell with my own two hands. Her eyes swirling with every hateful emotion imaginable, Mother took the torch from the priest and tossed it in the pile of straw spit around the base of the cross. The flame crackled as it spread upward, consuming my body and filling the square with a putrid stench of burning flesh. Through the cloud of smoke, I could see a faint smile on Mother's lips. Mother, I'm so sorry. You had to give birth to me. When the inferno had devoured everything and the cross itself came crumbling down, my soul was finally released from that place. Or rather, I suppose it more shattered. The things I saw, the things I was made to watch, were harrowing. Morgana had been right. The anguish that came after, knowing happiness, was much greater than anything I had felt before. It eroded my spirit, drained me of the willpower to bear the sight of the world after death. But rather than give in to the hatred like Morgana had, I despaired of myself. I didn't curse or bear a grudge against anyone. I prayed for my own extinguishment. My soul began to crumble, neither ascending to heaven nor falling to hell, but fading into darkness everlasting. My fingers were first to go, then my eyes, and then my mouth. All sound vanished into nothingness. My beating heart and all the emotion that had once taken root within it scattered like leaves upon the wind. My soul completely, wholly decomposed. I couldn't stand to allow my soul to return to the living world, no matter what it might take residence in. Some length of time later, I began to hear a sound, muffled and indistinct. No longer human in form, I had no ears to speak of, but the sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever. And ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon. As if drawn in by the sound of that voice, bit by bit, I began regaining some of what I had lost. But it took an incredibly long time. My body and soul had been ground to dust. I rejected myself, scattered it into the void. It would take several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces. Michelle, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fiery red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. I thought my mind, my body, my spirit, my heart had all been eradicated, but every time I heard that voice, I thought, I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. It was not so much a conscious idea as an instinctive force. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper echoing in the emptiness, chasing after the tiny fleck of light, the one thing in the world that seemed to desire my presence. Michelle, I'm no longer the girl I was. I built a thick cocoon around myself, a cocoon I can't break free of. My own protective shell is devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Michelle. waiting for you inside my shell, always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I've become? Please, Michelle, get me out of here. At long last, I found the ray of light I sought, and I had absolute certainty that if I followed it, I would reach the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they had given to me, and that sense of purpose is what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was no easy task. Struggling to follow it to its source wore my barely held together soul thin until it crumbled apart once more. Again and again I lost myself. I can't account for much of the time chasing after that light. The gaps in my memory are large and frequent. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. Okay. And when the two of us had our long-awaited reunion, neither of us were our old selves any longer. In my endeavor to return, I had worn my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. Oh yes, it was. It was the beginning of the game, you know. There we are, full circle. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life. And that's when this visual novel started. When I opened the game and, you know, press start or whatever, a new game. Or actually, the text for like new game, you know, in the menu is called Enter the Mansion, I think, or something. Anyway, the darkness here reminds me of my time in the void, of the despair that filled my shattered soul as I sunk into the endless abyss, of the emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded to nothing. Michelle, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born of a curse, made to bear an unfairly cruel fate. I am the one, the only one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now, not after I made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of that despair, not after I have revealed your every last secret to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, your very soul, on the line for this woman, and even she would not accept you. But as I have said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't someone people can accept. You believe that even your family wouldn't, that even your dear brothers wouldn't. Giselle will be able to accept you for you, that she alone was different, that she alone was special, that she alone wanted you in her life, that she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Michelle, hope exists to be crushed, and the stronger you cling to that hope, the more you have to lose. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you, scorning you, rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. Listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice. Disgusting. Kimoi. Disgusting. Disgusting, 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 disgusting. A lot of disgustings. Stop, please. I don't want to hear it anymore. Make it stop. Can you blame her, though? For hundreds of years she waited, trusting you, and you came back to her a woman, more than once. If you think about it, you betrayed her first. No, stop, I didn't. Tell me, what was it like? How did it feel to be born and live as a woman? You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman, and your soul chose a female body returning. How ironic. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as the white-haired girl. First, there was a kind, mild-mannered flaxen-haired boy. You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. And then there was a deranged man-beast. By exposing your female body to him, you were able to temporarily contain his madness. And finally, there was a man obsessed with money and power. You were his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. Put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She was forced to watch again and again as the man she loved was reborn as a woman, had relations with other men. Again, does it count though? When you're like, you get reincarnated and like, I don't know. Anyway, I said before, like, does it count if you're like, you know, you don't know anything? You know, your memories are all different. You're basically living as a different person. People, it's like a social science like debate, you know, that how much your environment versus your like nature affects you. What's it called? Like nature versus nurture, right? Whatever, you know, how much of your personality is innate and how much of it is cultivated by, you know, the environment you grow up in and everything, right? I mean, generally speaking, it's kind of both, you know, isn't it? I feel like it's kind of both. There was like a, well, I don't know, there was like I forget what it was, but there was like a experiment that involved twins, right? You know, twins are very genetically very similar. They live like, and they got separated, you know, when they were born and everything. So they live different lives. I forget the conclusion of that experiment though. I think like there were some similarities, I guess, but at the same time they also live different lives, right? But I don't know, anyway. I actually don't know. I don't remember what exactly the conclusion was that for that particular experiment or whatever. You know, not an experiment, more like a research study. You know, it's not like they literally, you know, it's not like they it's not like people actually wanted them to be separated. It was just they so happened to be separated. But anyway, would you like to know what you're doing right this moment, Michelle? You're crying as you have done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Michelle? You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and in heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, incomplete, only partially male. The wounds still fresh and raw, pierced by your brother whom you trusted completely, and the knights whose ranks you dreamed of joining. Even now your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal. That is so long as you remain yourself. Okay. Ooh. I was hoping for some, you know, gory CGs. But here's another one. I guess. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you, though. They're your own. No one can erase them. You've lost everything, Michelle. Tell me, what do you have left? You were robbed through your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. And the love you thought you still had, well, she's gone and left you behind too. And you still refuse to curse anyone. Why do you not take for what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to vengeance. I'm offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear. I cannot curse anyone. You disappoint me, Michelle. But if that's what you want. If you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept we are not as similar as I once thought. As much as it pains me to do so, I will release you. I will even wish for your reconstruction into the body you desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man, never to set foot in this cursed mansion again. Imagine it. After waiting for so long, you will finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. To have a wife and create a happy family of your own. Wouldn't that just be lovely? I'll make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life. All you have to do is walk out the door. It reminds me, actually, I always mix up the endings, but I remember the earlier bad endings that we got. Yeah, it was kind of like that, actually. We did actually walk out, and then we just get reborn into, like, an actual man's body and everything, right? But then, obviously, Michelle's like, oh no, I failed, so let's try again, I guess, and then he just kills himself. I don't know. It's that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Michelle. Wait a minute. Wait, what? But there was an ending there I could have gotten, I feel like. Hold on, wait a minute. Ironically, I think by hesitating, that is the correct ending. But now I want to see what the other ending was, you know? Because I didn't want to click on it because I want to save, but I couldn't save. There's no save button. When I press escape, it just like You know, it just does this, which doesn't help me. I think the other one, okay, I mean, letting go definitely is the bad ending. I want to get the bad ending first. I think this is the good ending. I want to get the bad ending first. Let me see. I have to go all the way back though, but it shouldn't take too long. We'll see. Okay, we're back here. All right, we're back here. Let go. Okay, this time, ironically, I want to let go so that I want to see what this ending is first. I imagine it's the worst of the two, you know. So I want to see this one first before I see the other one. Anyway, so we're gonna accept Morgana's offer, and well, we're gonna let it go. Let it go. Anyway, you made the right decision, Michelle. Your tragic tale has finally come to an end. You're free from the grip of this cursed mansion, free to begin your life anew. I wish you a wonderful life, richly fulfilling and abounding in light. For you, my dear friend, I will not cast a curse, but give you my utmost blessing. Farewell, Michelle, until our souls cross paths once more in this boundless sphere of fate. Funnily enough, Morgana is actually not that mean at the end. She is true to her word. So we're back in Paris, by the way. Paris! Remember this place? Michelle? Is something the matter, Michelle? Huh? I've been trying to get your attention for some time. Okay, it's a white hair girl, which is weird. It's like ourselves, but not really. I remember, yeah, in the other ending, it was like we were the white hair girl running after towards Michelle, but then, you know, he kills himself because he remembers that he needs to go back, I guess, or something, but he needs to try again. But this time, I guess he doesn't do that? I've been trying to get your attention for some time, but you were just staring off into the distance. Oh, sorry, I'm fine. What were you saying again? Are you sure you're okay? I was saying we need to settle on a destination for a trip next month. Anywhere you like is fine with me. That's how it always goes with you, isn't it? You're allowed to have an opinion of your own, you know. We'll end up going to Prague. No, Prague. Prague, I think. Prague again, if you let me pick. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Prague. We can go see Mucha's stained glass, or Mucha's stained glass window at the St. Vitus Cathedral and visit the Petrin Gardens again. And maybe this time we won't be late for the Walk of the Apostles at the Clock Tower. Alright, then we should start looking at hotels. It was a day just like any other. A layer of clouds drifted slowly across the sky. We sat across from one another at the cafe's outdoor table. Nothing particularly noteworthy ever happened. Our lives were quiet, unspectacular, but fulfilling. I mean, I don't know, you get to travel? I mean, it's probably expensive to get to travel around the world and everything. I feel like. And yet at the same time, I felt a sense of emptiness, like there was something irreplaceable missing. I can't seem to remember what it was, but I feel like something terrible happened to me. She was sitting there across from me, so I want to say something nice for her. Something to make her smile. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get my mind off the cloudy sky. The last thing I wanted to do was make her worry, because her smile, so soft and subtle, meant the world to me. Her smile was always restrained, meek, yet somewhere deep down in the depths of my memory slept images of a wide beaming grin. Wide beaming grin, rather. Not green? Grin. I didn't know anyone who had that smile, though. Michelle? I lifted my head at the sound of her voice. A gentle breeze, like a baby's breath, brushed across my cheek. Rather, my lips. What? An emotion I couldn't find a name for, couldn't put words to, suddenly sprung up within me. Michelle? Why are you crying? Crying? I am. Are you sure everything's okay? Yes, I'm fine. I think I just got something in my eye. Oh, alright. You had me startled there for a moment. I've never seen you cry before. Giselle. What is it, Michelle? Never mind. The clouds are starting to thin out, so we should head home. I'm sure the cat's hungry too. Interesting. The white-haired girl's name's Giselle? Is it the same Giselle or is it a different Giselle? Either way, they don't remember each other, but they do end up together, right? Well, it's ending 5, never let go. I don't know, again, I don't know if that's actually Giselle, or is it just a reincarnation? Otherwise, though, why does she have white hair? Because that's reminiscent of Michelle, but then Michelle is Michelle, right? Or is it a different Michelle somehow? Like somebody else entirely somehow is also the white-haired girl. I don't know. Well, I guess, yeah, that's another ending. Just to see what that does. But let's go back to where we were and check out the actual main route. Which is, over here, I think, right? So back over here, so instead of choosing, we simply wait, like last time, which I did accidentally, again. And now, somebody says something, I assume, well, don't listen to her. Don't trust anything she says. Don't trust anything she shows you. Michelle, you told me you believe in my love. That if I could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. So don't start doubting it now. Don't start doubting it now, Sephiroth. He looks like Sephiroth. I mean, just any kind of B shonen, long white hair, I guess. Open your eyes, Michelle. Look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Michelle, will you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel. I would never ever push you away. You remember what I said, Michelle? When you broke through the cocoon, I built around myself. I said I would never come to hate you. I still stand by that. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. It doesn't matter what kind of past you had, or what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Michelle. I spent hundreds of years trapped in this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents, slowly losing my grip on myself until I'd been twisted so far I could tell them like stories with a cold smile on my face. And despite what I had become, you still took my hand. You still said you loved me. No matter what horrors you experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Michelle. Giselle. Please have faith in me, Michelle. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me. Believe the real me. Believe in the me that believes in you. That believes in me. That believes in you. You have it backwards, Giselle. The truth is, I never once doubted you. What? I never doubted your love. Michelle, I despised myself. I hated that I was so weak, I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantasm made to look like you. I didn't want you to see me like that. I didn't want you to know. I was so weak. To see my past. To see me now, a pitiful, unsightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only in your memories, if only for you, I want to be gallant, to be a man. Oh, isn't that what every man wants? Every man wants to be all manly and masculine and tough and everything, right? That's a normal thing to think of, I guess. Doesn't matter who you are, I feel like. You know? You always want to be like the best person, the best version you want to be, for everybody else. Some kind of like image of yourself that seems confident, and the best ever. But that's not always the case, I guess. That's not really reality. Because otherwise, you'll be a cartoon character if you're perfect all the time, You'll be a Mary Sue, and that's a bad character to write, Anyway, I wanted to be a man who never cried, who never showed weakness, who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know that I was so weak. I was such a sad, frail person, and not even a real man. Oh, you see, that's a fallacy, by the way. No. There's a fallacy, isn't there? Like one of the logical fallacies is, I believe, the no true Scotsman or something fallacy. Like only a real man would do this or whatever. But nobody ever knows what a real man is. It's all subjective in the first place. Anyway. Michelle, I didn't want you to see that. Morgana was telling the truth. I opened the door to our past in order to bring you back, but that wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out, things that would make me look bad. There is no one as shameful or as reprehensible as me. No, Michelle, there's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remained true to yourself to the end, no matter how things got, no matter how bad things got, rather. Day after day you fought all alone, despite being put through hell. Yet you chose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone, your father. I remember that day very well. I was too stupid to realize it at the time. But you did that for me. The one time you ever wanted to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did perhaps come off as a bit inscrutable, but deep down you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivation simple and pure. Your heart full of kindness. Knowing that you're a wonderful, admirable man, or know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Michelle. Be proud of who you are. That doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. That girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. I came back more than once, showing up a woman then disappearing again, hurting you, completely unaware, pushing you away, leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you. Have faith in yourself, Michelle. Follow your heart. Just follow your heart. just like, you know, just all these bad things happen. Just follow your heart. You know. I know it was a secret you didn't want revealed, but for me, I couldn't be happier to know the truth. Because it shows just how incredibly much you love me. Not only in life, the hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion, you spent searching for me. In that vast, empty, hopeless void, you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you lost everything, your love for me still lived on. Even as it tore you apart, you kept fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memories don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could suddenly become a completely different person. But Giselle, how am I supposed to believe in that? How am I supposed to believe that wasn't me, when everything about us is exactly the same? You are not the white-haired girl, Michelle. Have faith in your own heart and the things you stand for. Have faith in your true self, in the person you are, the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl, and you never will be. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Michelle? I took your hand, and together we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself, but in the remnants of the months we shared here. Was a white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Michelle, no one else. But that doesn't change what my body. I know you, Michelle. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. Though we only shared our love for a month in life, which is, again, you know, just a month. I mean, it's longer than a day. You know, and a lot of other stories involving, you know, romance and the power of love overcoming all obstacles. Sometimes, you know, the characters only spent like a day, and then somehow they have eternal love for each other. Anyway, it was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. And you fought with everything you had to make it back to me, to get me out of here. You are the greatest man I've ever known. Giselle, how is it? You always manage to see straight through me, Giselle. Give me exactly what I want. A smile, a single ray of light in the endless dark. Did I say exactly what I've so desperately yearned to hear? The words I've sought for countless years. Giselle! I reach out for her, but she's begun to fade, her outline hazy and blending into the surroundings, and all I manage to grab is empty air. I want more than anything to feel her warmth right now, the sensation of her skin against mine, but there's nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again. Don't worry, I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. Giselle, put your hands on my shoulders. Wrap your arms around me. I can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all. You can, Michelle, I promise. Close your eyes. Now reach forward slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger, and that's my hair. Those are my eyes, and here are my lips. Here's my heart, where I keep all the feelings you gave back to me. And my love for you. And I grab the heart and rip it out. Kalima! In body and spirit, I am all yours. Can you sense me here beside you? I think I can. Now hold on, and don't let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other, bound together by a love so amazingly powerful, yet we only ever had hands a few times, and embracing is like something incredible for us, or like an incredible achievement. And we're supposed to be full-grown adults. Kiss me, Michelle. We never got a chance while we were alive. Giselle, are you gonna tell me to wait again? That did happen last time. Not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin, white but not pallid. Her slightly flushed cheeks dimpled by her smile. Her lips which at times call me master and at times call me Michelle. Her entire being. This woman who accepted me as a man. Who even in death continued to bring me back from the darkest places. She's my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck, somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel her warmth, which I thought I would never know again, the soft touch of her skin. I envision her face before me, where I'm sure she is, with her eyes closed, and I press my lips against hers. It's a quick, clumsy affair, just a little peck, not the kind of kiss two grown adults might be expected to share. But nonetheless, a gentle warmth spread through my body from a place our lips touched. It's a sensation so pleasant, so nice, I can hardly believe it's real. Our surroundings dissolve, and the world takes on a new face, a plane of tranquil light created by Giselle, into which the mansion's darkness slowly seeps. The difference is, now I'm not afraid to step back into it. All it took was that single irreplaceable moment to change my everything. Though I can't see her there, I can feel her presence right beside me, her heart, and that she too can feel mine. I won't falter anymore. I'm through hesitating, wavering about in fear of my own weakness. I will look to the future. I will believe in myself, because she believes in me. I'm done carrying the chains I created for myself. I have work to do. No more looking away from my responsibility. As the light dims and darkness begins to take over, I hear her voice in my ear. Michelle, can I ask you to lend your hand to someone? You've set me free, and now I'd like you to do the same for her. This is something I don't think anyone else can do. Only you can rid the mansion of its darkness. I'm here with you too. So let's open the final door together. The true final door, okay? Another door. The real, true, really super true final door. We can put an end to all this tragedy. I know we can. Now, off we go, Michelle. And do not let go of my hand. Okay, I assume she's referring to Morgana, is who we need to also release from her cycle of despair and hate. Not to, I mean, I was gonna say, is it gonna be like a threesome? No, anyway. You know, all that emotional thing, and I'm just like, what if it's a harem, though? I mean, I had a feeling, actually. It might have been like a love triangle, you know? Morgana seemed a little bit too fond of Michelle. Maybe not only was she motivated by her own hate and her own, like, you know, I guess, rage from her own, like, life, but also she might actually maybe really did sympathize with Michelle, you know? And she was kind of jealous, maybe, of his happiness with Giselle, right? So I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with it as well, you know? And maybe there's a bit of like an actual love triangle, you know? Very dramatic love triangle. More so than just like a high school rom-com, but, you know? It's sort of like that, I guess. Anyway, so I guess we'll open this door.